In this lesson, I will show you an easy way to pronounce ed in regular verbs correctly every time. If you are learning English, you'll be able to improve your pronunciation of these verbs almost immediately. If you're a teacher, you can use this information in your own lessons to help your students speak with more confidence. There's also a shortcut at the end of this video that makes this even easier.
Learn with us on English Grammar Focus.
First of all, what are regular verbs? Regular verbs are verbs that end in ed in their past simple and past participle forms. So, for example, want becomes wanted, work becomes worked, and play becomes played. There aren't many issues with the spelling rules, but the correct pronunciation of ed can be confusing. So, what is the problem exactly? Well, when the suffix ed is added to a verb, it can make 3 different sounds, and it's not very clear which sound you should use. Luckily, there's a fast and easy way to find out. Let's take a look at 3 regular verbs: want, work, and play. The past simple and past participle forms of want are both wanted, as in, I wanted to go shopping yesterday. What sound gets added to the verb want to make wanted? If you guessed id, you're correct. The verb work changes to its past participle form worked in the sentence, they have worked here for 10 years. Can you tell which sound gets added to work to make worked? It's a T sound. T. The past simple and past participle forms of play are both played, as in, both teams had played each other before the final game. What sound gets added to play to make played? The correct answer is a D sound, D. Many grammar books give you a complex set of rules, charts, or tables to memorize the correct pronunciation of ed. But the secret is knowing what to look for. All you have to do is focus on the last sound of the base form of the verb. The base form, or root of a verb, is the verb in its simplest form, without any changes, such as adding s, ing, or ed. Our first example was with the verb want. Want ends in a T sound, t. When we add ed, we get wanted. So here the suffix ed is pronounced id, and it combines with the last T sound to make an extra syllable, tid. This is also true for the verb decide. The past of decide is decided. Like in the verb wanted, the suffix ed makes an id sound, and it also adds an extra syllable. The final sound of decide is a d or d sound, even though the last letter of decide is an e, which is silent. We can now make our first rule. If the base form of the verb ends in a t or d sound, then ed is pronounced id. So want becomes wanted, decide becomes decided, and need becomes needed. Let's move on to the next rule. Say the verb work and touch your throat as you hold the last sound. You should not feel any vibration in your vocal cords. There should only be air escaping from your mouth, because your vocal cords do not vibrate when you produce the sound of the consonant K. K. If your vocal cords do not vibrate when you produce a sound, it is an unvoiced sound, and we can say that the final sound of work is unvoiced. We can use this information for the second rule. If the base form of the verb ends in an unvoiced sound, then ed is pronounced with a T sound, t. So like becomes liked, help becomes helped, and dance becomes danced. The third rule is similar to the second. If you say the verb play and touch your throat as you hold the last sound, a, you should feel the vibration coming from your vocal cords, because play ends in a voiced sound. So, you might be able to figure out the third rule. If the base form of the verb ends in a voiced sound, then ed is pronounced with a d sound, d. So travel becomes traveled, love becomes loved, and clean becomes cleaned. Here's a little shortcut. There are 3 rules to remember, but all you really need to do is remember the first 2 rules. If the first 2 rules do not apply, just apply the third rule automatically. That's all you will ever need to know in order to pronounce ed correctly every time. If you are learning English, this will help you to become more easily understood, and it will increase your confidence when speaking. For teachers, this lesson is well worth the time, especially when students start learning how to talk about the past. Now, do you think you can pronounce ed correctly? Click the link in the description to take the quiz for this lesson. When you're finished, share your results with me so I know how you did. Try to get 10 out of 10 correct to become a grammar superstar. I really hope you enjoyed this lesson. If you want to continue improving your English, subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell to see all my latest videos. Don't forget to click the like button. It really helps me know what kind of videos I should make next. That's all for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.